sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
When God blesses you, it's not just for you, it's for other people too. And I need you to remember that and let that sit in your spirit, because this topic we're discussing today may make some of you feel some kind of way. It may turn you off. And you may be looking at the title and saying, this sounds absolutely ridiculous. But no, this is real. This happens. And I'm going to explain to you why God would allow you to meet the right man when it's not the wrong time. Now, I did a previous video discussing the issue of right guy, wrong time, and breaking down some of the dynamics of it, right? And you can go check that out when you have a chance. But I mentioned in there that there's a purpose behind it from a spiritual perspective. And I promised I would do this video. So now, let me say this before I continue. Take a deep breath, listen with an open mind, listen with an open spirit, and pray about all the things you're about to hear. Don't just react to it. Don't let it trigger you. Don't let it frustrate you, because some of it may sound very frustrating. But let God guide you through how to receive this, all right? So again, I've talked about the fact that, yes, you can meet the right person at the wrong time, because the reality is that as human beings, we have flaws, we have issues that need to be addressed. And sometimes we cross paths at a time that it's not time for us to move forward in a romantic relationship. Now, many people will say, well, why would God even allow you to cross paths with this person if nothing's supposed to come about it and awaken this love in me? Well, understand this. Just because we cross paths doesn't mean get in a relationship, doesn't mean get romantic. It doesn't mean move forward under your own understanding. There's a deeper purpose, and one deeper purpose for it is to show you that the blessing even exists.
Nah,
all right?
Nah, get out of here. No disrespect. And I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong, but no. You can only attract what you are, good and bad. No, you can only attract what you are, good and bad. As above, so below, as above. Okay? First and foremost, when you come into contact with a bodhisattva, they say a bodhisattva in the Buddhist tradition is a human being that is in tune with the divine state. They are vibrating at such a level that their vibration shifts yours. Oftentimes, when you meet the right person at the wrong time, it's not really the wrong time. One thing about meeting the right person at the wrong time, the bell was still rung. The resonance of that person still has an effect on you. And you have to remember that free will is still in place. You could be like, I'm not ready. You could be like, my fears are stronger than my desire for this person. Are we not describing a fearful avoidant, a disorganized detacher? In order for a fearful avoidant to move forward, or a dismissive avoidant to move forward, their fears have to be at a lower level than their desires. And most people say right person, wrong time for a myriad of factors. I don't have the money. I'm not emotionally prepared. That's dealing with attachment styles. That's dealing with childhood traumas. But you're meeting this person because this person, listen to what I'm about to tell you, could either be the one that you learn to grow with as a cornerstone and go through every hurtful situation and still find a way to stay bonded, or this is a person that comes into your life that triggers you to learn something about yourself that will cause you to up level. Either way, right person, right time. Huh? Either way, right person, right time. There is no wrong time. God's movements are economical. If you got scientists talking about a finely tuned universe all the way down to the subatomic level and up back into the macro part of the universe, how is it that your relationships are not divinely fine-tuned? It's a win either way. The only reason why it's not a win for most people is because you're looking to get something instead of looking to see something in yourself when they come into your life. If you always keep an eye on you, I'm looking to see something in me when somebody shows up. It's always a win. I'm sorry. I'm a little turned up tonight. The voice of reason here at KBLA Talk 1580. We try to push you beyond the norm. Tonight's topic: when the right person feels wrong. A deeper look at how your wounds distort your intuition. This person is going to love me. This person is going to nurture me. This person is going to care for me. But I've been conditioned to go after the opposite of that. Why? So the subconscious, the unconscious can come to the surface so you can claim it as your own. When you claim it as your own, when you claim it as a part of yourself, you get what Carl Jung talked about when he said the integration of the persona, the shadow, and the conscious self, the mask, has to be integrated. That's what these chance meetings are about. Oh, I wasn't ready. No, fear told you you weren't ready. And your fears were stronger than your desires to be better. Let's get these callers in here. Here we go. Chakra Q, College Station, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Peace, peace. Powerful, powerful message, man. You've been on one all day, all week. So I'm going to jump in here, and I know you got callers, but I'm going to just give my testimony, right? So it only works if you be honest and vulnerable. And right. So I went, when I was in college, you know, I dealt with a female, looked good on paper, and we both were, I think for myself, let me own mine. For myself, I felt like I had actually come in contact with Claire Huxtable, the young Claire Huxtable, like looked, I mean, just everything amazing. Her father, mother, loving household, just everything was good. And so for the next 7 years, on and off, I put up, you know, I was afraid to show her who my dark side, like I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey, and that I you know, my parents was kind of a dysfunctional family, and I didn't want her to show that, you know, I had showed my imperfections and really truly reveal myself. And so when we actually tried to make it work, it got all the way up into the point where I couldn't hold up that facade. And when I heard you for the first time and started talking and kind of just talking about, you know, revealing and relationships being a mirror, she it was like it was too much. And that blew my mind because she had always been a person that was a shining star. And she said she realized that she felt like she couldn't accept not being in control. And up until that point, she had always been in control. And that was the first time she had never been in control of her feelings and her actions. And so it pushed us, it elevated us to, I don't even know if it's elevation. We separated. We stopped talking. She cold turkeyed me. That was it. And so I had to do a lot of work. Of course, I was upset. A lot of other traumas came into my life that I had to kind of persevere through, losses in the family, death, etc. But during that time period, I got to thank you in the Most High. I was able to lean onto your teachings and the books that you prescribed and really just deal with my own stuff. And now I've come out the cave a stronger person on the other side. But it's all been, like you said, the change in trajectory of how I look at and perceive life and my experiences. The blessing is the lesson, you know what I mean? And just the loss of her and me feeling like that was too much. Then when my brother died, me feeling like that was too much. And then when my father was taken from me, feeling like that was too much. But yet here I stand, empowered and recently finding my purpose and embracing it. And obviously you're always going to be going through these things, but realizing that it's not a transaction of, oh, I read this book, now I'm good. Oh, I've gone through this experience, now I'm good. Like the childhood wounds can turn into scars, but those scars can be reopened. So you are constantly sometimes pampering them, sometimes superficially protecting them, but you got to live in your purpose. You got to live life with not being fear driven. So that's just my testimony.
Let me just push back just a little bit. Let me just say, first and foremost, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm not responsible for the work you've done. You're responsible for the work you've done. If listening to me sparks something, all it is a spark. You're the flame, brother. You're the flame. And you need to understand that no one can do this internal work but you. And if you heard it here first, that's fine. I appreciate it. But by no means should you give me the credit for the work you've done internally. I'm proud of you for being able to extrapolate some kind of meaning out of this show. But the real thanks is owed to you, because you extrapolated something out of here and you put it to work. You applied it. That's more important than just hearing a guy on the radio talking about it. That might be the start of it, a little spark. But that flame, that's you, brother. And I thank you, and I appreciate you for applying what you heard. You underdig?
Yeah, I understood.
Hey, man, Chakra Q, College Station, Texas. You brought your building in here. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. We got time. Hustle. Miami, Florida. Get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my brother?
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
Man, I'm alive and well, good brother. Just trying to keep cooking. You already see it.
We hear, man. So somebody actually said it in the chat. Her name was Serenity.
Yes.
Basically, she mentioned that she's using a recurrent relationship. We got to get rid of this situationship word, but every friendships or relationships, work relationships, it's all relationships. When you start looking at it like that, you might take it a little more serious. But the point she was making is she's using it as a progress, right? As a tool in a way. And the question I have for you is, what are your thoughts on that? Meaning, if you with somebody and you ain't quite there yet, they are, but you're going through that process of the unhealthy feeling healthy and the healthy not feeling good. Is that manipulation?
Here's the thing. It becomes manipulation if you're trying to extract some type of safety, some type of security, some type of resource out of the person. If you are using a relationship to understand yourself better, that should be prerequisite for all relationships. Again, most of us have relationships inverted. I need you to comport yourself to the demands of my wounds, of my unhealed wounds, of what my issue is. If you can do that and you can kind of tiptoe around the borders, right? Cool. You get what I'm saying? Cool. We can work. If you respect you get what I'm saying? The reality of it is you're supposed to go into the relationship observative, right? Observing yourself. Like, I'm looking at me to see how I react, to see how I show up, to see what triggers me, to see if I will be reactive versus responsive, right? And many times we're just on autopilot. The insecure attachment style, on autopilot. Oh, I got the ick. Let me pull away. This is how I'm conditioned. No. If you're watching yourself and you understand yourself, you have a certain level of self-knowledge, what then starts to happen is, I will sit with the ick. I will sit with this anxiety. I will not judge this anxiety. I will embrace it. I understand where it's coming from. I know how I got this way. This person is not really responsible for that, but they are reflecting this work back to me. Let me get to work on me. That's what you're supposed to be doing in intimate relationship. Now, the invert of that is, I don't want to have this conversation. Let's not talk. Okay, I heard enough. This is overwhelming. I don't want to talk anymore.
Well, can we move it a little forward? Because remember, you're talking to me.
Right. That's it's all you, brother. Come on.
So let's say we further along in that process, though, because when you're dealing with a healed person, because a lot of people don't really see people in progress. So when you run into somebody and they're going to be more into you than maybe you're into them, because remember, it still doesn't feel as in alignment as it should be. However, they're receiving your progress, so they're looking at you like you're amazing. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with that guilt? You know what I'm saying? Like that survivor's guilt, I guess, is what you could call it. Relationship survivor's guilt.
But again, it goes back, bro. It goes back. If you have any level of guilt in you, that is the reflection of an unhealed wound. Period. It goes back to you. If you have a survivor's, damn, I'm dope. Wow. No, you got to go back in and go, that needs to be healed. Right? Because, listen, healing is on a spectrum, Hustle. You cannot attract somebody on a higher healing path than you or on a lower healing path than you. You attract what you are and where you are in your current state of development. That's what you're attracting. Now, it may manifest differently within the people. Right? May manifest totally different. But you can't recognize something that's higher than you because you haven't been there. You can't recognize something that's lower than you. And I'm talking about on a consciousness level. Do you see what I'm saying? Something that's lower than you is like, what? Where they do that at? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, where you are is who you attract. That's what you get. And that's why I say, if you start looking at the attachment styles, you start to see what the attachment wounds are. And in seeing the attachment wounds, you start to see who's attaching to you and for what purpose. Stay with me. Don't go nowhere. Hustle from Miami is on fire tonight.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Tabitha Smiley's new book, The Covenant with Black America, 20 years later, is now on sale everywhere. This classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
What people don't realize is they don't know that their gut feeling is what I like to call their trauma gut. It's not their authentic gut feeling. There's a massive difference between the two, and I wrote about it in my book, Your Journey to Success. Everyone on this planet, nearly everyone, is almost always
a trauma gut. Started from the top. A trauma gut.
What people don't realize is they don't know that their gut feeling is what I like to call their trauma gut. It's not their authentic gut feeling. There's a massive difference between the two, and I wrote about it in my book, Your Journey to Success. Everyone on this planet, nearly everyone, is almost always following their trauma gut, not their true gut feeling. And they don't know it. They are caught in what I call the worst day cycle. Now I'm going to explain to you a little bit of how this works. Obviously, it's a much bigger process than this short little video. But basically, what's happening is this. Our brain formed in 3 pieces. All right, it evolved. We didn't come like this. Our brain as a species has evolved. First, there was the first part of the brain to form was the instinctual part. The second was the emotional. The third was cognition, our ability to talk and think. All right? Now, I want you to think about childhood. How does childhood start? When we're born, are we able to talk, think, and make sense of the world? Of course not. We're basically just an instinctual animal. Our mouth moves for food, like we extricate ourselves, like we're just pure instinct. How do we try and communicate? With our emotion, right? We scream, we cry, we communicate, we're hungry, we're tired. That's how we navigate the world. What comes last? After a couple of years and developing 4 years, the ability to talk and think. So what people don't realize is we become the first 3 years of our life, really the first 7. But our primary personality and who we will develop into as an adult and the gut feeling that we will use gets created in the first 3 years of life.
Wow.
Now, have you ever met a parent who is a god, meaning they're perfect? I haven't met one.
No.
What that means is every single one of us had caretakers that were perfectly imperfect.
Right.
And they made mistakes. There were times they were tired and couldn't take care of us. Times they didn't have the money to feed us. They divorced. They fought. There were all of these imperfections. Now, because as an infant we have no boundaries, we are just instinct and emotion, all of their emotional energy comes right into us. Do you see how our gut feeling is being created? It's being created by the emotional makeup of our parents. Well, have we ever as a society taught how to handle our emotions? Up until recently, like you even mentioned the word emotion, oh my God, no, that makes you weak. There's something wrong with you if you're into emotion at all. We are how would I want to characterize this? It's my belief that the next frontier as a species has nothing to do with technology. It's in emotional development, because for the first time, we're actually starting to talk about it, investigate it, and even research emotions. So the next wave, as I say, the most emotionally advanced person on this planet probably operates at a kindergarten, first grade level of what we're capable of emotionally, because we've never taught it. We've never investigated or really know exactly, we just learned about codependence the last, 50 years. A lot of these dynamics, parenting dynamics, all these things didn't even really get started until the last 100 years is when we really started to look at, human development at a deeper level, at a real level. 100 years, that's it. And mostly the last 50. And so most people aren't even aware of a lot of the terms I talk about. Well, imagine 100 years from now when they are the common language, how much more developed. We might get to 3rd, 4th, 5th grade emotionally. Think of how much better the world would run, politically, socially, if we were more emotionally mature, because what's happening?
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Sean Diddy Combs is being hit with a new wave of lawsuits. The new cases filed in Manhattan federal court are by 5 more alleged victims, including 3 men and a woman who was 19 years old at the time. The incidents allegedly took place between 1995 and 2021. The Trump campaign says Vin Miller, arrested outside of a California rally, was not trying to assassinate the former president. Miller, found with loaded guns and fake passports, called the claims ridiculous after his release on $5,000 bail. Vice President Kamala Harris will sit for an exclusive interview with Fox News. It'll air Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern from Pennsylvania, a key battleground state this November. Reverend Dr. Cecilia Bryant, a leader in the African Methodist Episcopal Church, died on September 26th at 77 from breast cancer. After moving to Baltimore in 1976, she established a women's center and was known for her advocacy work in Liberia. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
You gotta get your story straight. What an idiot. Get it through your noodle. Don't give a rat's behind. That's baloney.
A new era begins.
And I'm just getting started.
Judy Justice.
Check your local listing to watch Judy Justice. Out now.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
If we're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes, why should we be silent? Turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Looking for a purposeful and passionate way to make a difference in your community? Volunteer with our Senior Medicare Patrol and help prevent Medicare fraud. S&P volunteers work in their community educating peers about healthcare fraud and how to prevent and detect it. Free training starts soon. Check us out online or at an S&P open house near you. We're on a mission to stop fraud. Join our team. You make a difference. Visit ca-smp-volunteer.org.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, just call 687-246-9655 to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates Tavis Smiley on receiving the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joseph R. Biden Jr. for a lifelong commitment to using his media and philanthropic platforms to help build a stronger nation. A host of Tavis's family, friends, colleagues, and luminaries, including LA Mayor Karen Bass, joined in the celebration. KBLA Talk 1580 wishes to thank the following partners for their support: the Weingart Foundation, Dr. Shikari Byerly, Rodrigo Byerly, and the team at Aviterus Public Opinion Research, Waters Tax Service, LA Councilmember Heather Hutt, the Empowerment Congress, Wallace and Renee Fortuné, the IQ Air Foundation, Dr. Kenneth Arduna, and Central Neighborhood Christian Health Clinics, LA County Supervisor Holly Mitchell, LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn, Ambassador Michael A. Lawson, Ambassador Charles R. Stiff, and Attorney John E. Sweeney. Congratulations, Tavis, on your Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'ma keep this feeling close to me, but I think I lost my mind. 11 months of the same routine, keeping up this facade of mine. I'm gonna buy you some roses, baby, and then we're gonna get real high. Pretty soon I'll be talking my shit, so I can keep running in my mind.
Carl Jung once said, "Intuition is perception via unconsciousness." Your gut feelings or intuitions are entirely unique to you and can say a lot about who you are as an individual. Swiss psychologist Carl Jung delved extensively into the workings of the unconscious, offering insights that can help us better understand our intuitions and ourselves. Jung's most famous theory is the individuation process. Individuation is the art of learning how to recognize your inner and most unique attributes, desires, goals, strengths, and weaknesses. The most vital practice within this process is the exploration of the unconscious. A part of the unconsciousness is what Jung called the shadow. This contains all the aspects of yourself that you try to push down and deny. The attributes that you try to pretend you don't have, even to the point of convincing yourself.
Pause.
Example.
What he's describing is an inverted picker. Because you're suppressing, you are setting your picker up to pick the lesson. I don't understand if you know how significant that is. Because you're suppressing yourself, you are setting yourself up to pick the lesson. Let it finish.
The shadow. This contains all the aspects of yourself that you try to push down and deny. The attributes that you try to pretend you don't have, even to the point of convincing yourself. Examples of such traits are explosive anger, jealousy, envy, greed, pride, laziness, vanity, and more. But suppressing or ignoring these traits doesn't make them go away. Rather, they grow and fester in the shadows. This is the cause of sudden outbursts, emotional blow-ups, snapping at others, unwanted thoughts, unfairly blaming others, and more. In other words, they could be the source of your less desirable intuitions or gut feelings. Another highly influential source of intuition.
Ooh. The voice of reason is on fire. Let me get my brother Hustle from Miami back in here for his final thought. Hustle, I wanted you to hear a couple of those pieces before I got your final wrap up, your final summation. What are your thoughts, brother?
All right, bro. So real quick, and Zinga said it right. It was imposter syndrome, not survivor's guilt. That's what I was speaking to.
Gotcha.
Also, I looked at Serenity's comments, and I think I have a different understanding of what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I'm seeing my situation is more so I need to enjoy the stage while I'm on it.
How about it?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The next stage might be bigger. The next stage might be smaller. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just need to enjoy the light while it's on me. You understand?
How about it, man? Enjoy the moment, the now, as Eckhart Tolle extols us to do, right? Right? The now. And sometimes we we go, man, this is good, or this could be good, and we kind of forecast beyond the moment of where we are, and we kind of get lost in that forecasting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Hey, man, let me just tell you this, man. I ain't got nothing but love for you, brother. I'm glad you found the show. I'm glad you back on deck with us. Man, you already know, man. We go all the way back to, 2014 or something like that? You've been calling in to the voice. It's been a minute, brother, and I just appreciate you following me to every platform I've ever been on, man. You're a good dude. Thank you.
Of course, bro. All the time, man. Hey, much respect, you know what I'm saying? And love to everybody in the chat, man. You know what I mean? They're all family.
Absolutely. Dade County in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got Attila from Houston, Texas. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Get in here.
Uncle Zoe, what's going on? What's going on?
I'm just in here wilding. You know how I do.
Facts. So I love this topic, and I want to expand it a little bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's come to me, I think, in doing healing is that I have had a poor intuition with everything, not just relationships, but jobs, different situations, which, all revolve around relationships nonetheless. And it's interesting because we focus so much on romantic relationships, but I think we forget that, again, what you're doing in one spot of your life, you're probably doing in multiple spots. I believe Reggie said that once on a call.
Yeah, holographic relationship. Yeah.
And it really stuck with me. Like, if I could describe what this has been like, I guess, like, in my perspective, I would say that having a wounded intuition is similar to, like, wearing goggles, but thinking that they're, like, prescription glasses, right? Like, some stuff be, like, but, like, some things be, like, really magnified to me if it's something that I've experienced in the past and it's hitting a wound, so it's obvious I need to deal with that, right? Mm-hmm. But then some stuff, I see them as they are, and maybe I do have the correct perspective on them. But I say all that to say that through all of that, your vision is not being corrected. Mm-hmm. And you're thinking that you're walking around with 20/20 vision, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I love our conversations, because you tend to bring things from different perspectives and ways where I'm like, I didn't think about it like that. Mm-hmm. And I think, again, when your wound is coloring your vision, you are going to think that it's 20/20. It's not. And I'm really starting to realize how much my wounds have gotten in the way of, like I said, not just relationships, but life in general. You are living the life that has been prescribed by your wounds.
Man,
the apartment you live in, the job that you're at, all of that is included in it. So if you realize that this is an issue that, okay, wait, I don't trust myself. I'm looking to everybody else for opinions and validation and whatever the case. Or I'm not taking any introspection, and whichever your case is, like, that means that multiple areas in your life are needing to be restructured.
Wow.
So that's all I got to say.
I love it. My niece is in the building. We appreciate it. Attila from Houston, Texas, always cooking with the rarest grease. Let me just say it again. The wrong person has always been the right lesson. I know you don't want to hear it that way, but God don't waste nothing. You remember that old saying we used to hear back in the day when we was kids? God don't make no mistakes. Same in relationships. The wrong person is always the right lesson. And if you're getting the right lesson, you're being blessed. When we come forward, Zoe Williams is going to continue to cook. Let's get it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Chevy, all the things, 2024 Truck Season Radio 30, code GWMR0294000.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You'll be able to, or you can even just, with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains, Chevy trucks have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Tips to help improve basic steps for building a budget in 2024. Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside for expenses, like rent, mortgage, bills, groceries, and entertainment. Understanding your past financial habits can help you make the proper adjustments for your budget. Adjusting to a budget can take time as you work to find the right balance, but keep working on it. For more financial health tips, visit chase.com or stop by a local branch. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Is there an inner voice telling you what feels right or wrong? Do you ever just know what to do, but not always know how you know? That's your gut feeling, also called a sixth sense. Whatever you call it, there is a power in human instinct. These feelings are sudden, overwhelming, and unexplainable, appearing during times of great need. They're usually pretty reliable, as they're a manifestation of the subconscious, helping us perceive ourselves and our environment at a much deeper level. Many still feel it's too risky to rely on their true instincts. The result is that the instinct is ignored, flawed logic is applied, and they lead themselves to current or future unhappiness, dissatisfaction, and confusion. With that said, here are 7 gut feelings you should not ignore. 1. I'm in danger of something. Your gut instincts reflect what your subconscious mind already knows. Does the situation you're in right now feel unsafe? Does your gut tell you not to go through with something? Do you inexplicably feel like you should stay away from a particular person? Listen carefully to that feeling. Your instincts can usually sense when you're in danger. and it can help you avoid many potentially dangerous situations. Keep yourself safe. Don't ignore it. 2. Others are in danger of something. Empathy plays a big part in this one. Your instincts are not self-centered. They can sense when others are likely facing danger as well. Even if someone seems safe, happy, and normal on the surface, that normalcy may simply be a mask they're hiding behind. Think about the times you may have...
Man, I love this show. Whew. We're challenging some norms. All I'm saying is, when it comes to your picker, the right person may feel like a problem because they irritate your internal homework, i.e. curriculum. They bring something up in you that you may have spent an exorbitant amount of time suppressing. I use anxious preoccupied, the attachment style known as AP, anxious preoccupied. And we're doing a whole topic on that on Wednesday. But I use that to point something out. The anxious preoccupied is attracted to the unavailable person. Although they want love, they want validation, they want to be, they're people pleasing. They want that. But when they get that, it's not what they've been conditioned to chase. The reverse is true of the avoidant types. They want love. They want it. But when they get it, it's too much. Move away. Too much. Oh my God, the ick. Right? Take it deeper. The person who's been conditioned to be a victim, self-victimization, victimhood mindset. The person who is conditioned to blame shift looks for people they can do that with. Do you understand? This people been asking, what does relationship as a mirror mean? You're starting to see it. Unhealed emotional wounds are notorious for giving rise to self-victimization and blame shifting in relationships. These psychological defense mechanisms prevent individuals from taking accountability for their healing and distort their perception of others' intentions. According to Rosenberg's work on self-love deficient disorder, individuals who carry unresolved trauma often attract narcissistic or manipulative partners who exacerbate their self-victimization mentality. Narcissistic partners may gaslight or stonewall, further distorting the survivor's ability to trust their own intuition. But in a lot of ways, the SLD, the self-love deficient, i.e., right, codependent, is attracted to a narcissist. They're attracted to what the narcissist does. They're attracted to they're addicted to their responses to the narcissist. Ooh, my goodness. Y'all want to learn? This is relationship as a mirror. This is you get who you are. You get where you are. You get what you are. You get everybody saying the same. You're modeling everything from childhood and bringing it into adulthood for resolution. You can't resolve anything until you acknowledge that it's there. Blame shifting is another critical way trauma manifests in relationships. I need to date somebody I can blame. I need to date somebody who will hang in there with my blame shifting. I need to date somebody, and you might not even want this person really. It's your wound saying, this is what we need. I need somebody I can shift it on. I need somebody who could tolerate that. Ugh. Rather than confronting deep-seated wounds, individuals unconsciously project their pain onto their partners, deflecting responsibility. This deflection becomes an excuse to avoid vulnerability, keeping intimacy at bay. Carl Jung once said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Yet when trauma and blame shifting dominate the relationship dynamic, this reflective process is interrupted, and partners are misjudged based on the wounded individual's inability to take ownership of their feelings. So just understand what's happening. In order for the wound to operate at the highest level of efficiency and efficacy, guess what it needs? It needs somebody that will participate. So the right person who won't do this, the right person shows up, they feel alien, they feel foreign, because your conditioning says, I need this person who will get in this tug of war with me. What is tonight's topic again? Let's read it. When the right person feels wrong. A deeper look at how our wounds distort our intuition. So just understand, the right person can come into your life and say, I understand you're fearful avoidant. I understand you're going to swing back and forth. I understand you're dismissive avoidant. I understand you need your independence. I understand you're anxious preoccupied. I understand you need validation. You need to be reassured. But guess what? I might do a little of that, but I'm going to do a little of the other thing too, because we have to transcend your wound's demands. I want to free you. This is the relationship with me is like being with the negotiator. I'm sitting trying to negotiate with your wounds. You got to give me something now. I know. I know what you're used to. I know how you've been conditioned, but you got to give me something. In this moment, you got to step outside of the wound's authority. And many people don't want to do that. They are slaves to the rhythm of the wound's authority. Listen, people, I started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. This is show number 1 of the week. You already know I got some bullets in the chamber. When we come forward, more from the VOR.